When we see the momentum your body's creating, your whole body as one should move back on the pad. Hey guys, Coach Ben here, bigbenchas.com. Today we're going to talk about benching from the hips and what that looks like. What most lifters end up doing is not utilizing their lower body very effectively. They'll push with their legs, but it's not connected that force transfer into the bar. So that cue, simply thinking about benching with your hips, really helps that transfer. That's a cue that I use often with my lifters. Cue that I've really started to explore in our bench clinics as well, getting people to try to keep that full force drive. And you can see the difference in these lifters when you think bench from the hips. What you'll find is when a lifter's working with an empty bar, it's not quite enough weight to keep you pinned down to the bench just yet. And even if you have very good traction to the pad so that you're not sliding this way, or when you press an empty bar explosively, when we see the momentum your body's creating, your whole body as one should move back on the pad. Okay, it shouldn't be that your hips jump up and that the press is from the upper body and you don't move anywhere. Okay, we don't want to see that, and I'll show you that in a second what that looks like. What we want to see when someone presses an empty bar, we want to see their whole body and see it come from the legs. We want to see that momentum back on the pad. Okay, big difference in these two things. One is just the hip pop and the bar comes up. The other is the whole body is transferring force back on the pad. All right, and that's the difference. So I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like here. So typically, what you'll see, if I have someone working with the empty bar, and I understand they're usually on a pad that doesn't have great traction, they're not trying to actually fling themselves off the pad, so you just have to create that awareness first off. But what normally will happen with a lifter, because they don't want to slide, right, they'll press it, and you see this like little hip pop, and you don't see much force transfer coming back. You see like a little hip pop here, right, and then you press, but it doesn't look like that force is transferring from the lower body. A lot of it's just going off look. When you got the look of that force transfer, you know it. You see that momentum. All right, I can tell if it's just upper body, I mean, you can really tell that, okay? And then it's just a little bit of a disconnect in the timing as well. Now, you cue someone to bench from the hips, totally different experience, okay? Because now I'm using my leg drive, hopefully I'm in a good position with my feet, right? I'm pressing back and see what my body did there, right? I gotta reset myself because I only have one rep in there because I'm jumping back, all right? Our leg drive needs to create this direction. That's all it is. That's all benching is. We're just creating that force back. All right, that's why having good traction on your feet is important. It's as if we're like pushing off a wall in front of us, okay, and not pushing through the floor. All right, pushing against the wall, not through the floor. And watch what that creates. Okay, and that's what we're doing when we're benching. That's benching from the hips. Okay, so watch this again. This is benching from the hips. See how my whole body, starting with my legs, wants to jump back, slide back, because of that the momentum of that press carries everything up. Okay, you can see everything moves back, okay? That's good connection. That's a good connection with your leg drive. And I use the cue, bench from the hips. Feel that force come from the hips. When we set our foot position, we're searching for all this hip tension we can create, squeezing our glutes. And when we bench, you should feel that force transfer into the bar. If you're not feeling your hips involved in the press, there's probably a disconnect somewhere along the line. All right. So hold on, when you're coming down now, set all that super tight. Now I want you tighter with your back coming down. I almost want to make it hard for you to touch that bar and then spring it up. Yeah, more from the hips though. So come down with it, load up that tension, more from the hips, everything. Yeah, see how now your body moves back with the press? That's what you want. So with the empty bar, that was what I was talking about. That's why, if I warm up, I only do one with the empty bar because I'm trying to put everything into it. See how your body move back there, because when you're explosive and you push that back with force, everything is moving back. It's not just you're tight here and you go to press and nothing moves. Now that was a total body press because everything's coming back. Okay, so try that out, guys. Use the cue, bench from the hips. It's like shooting from the hips, right? But benching from the hips. Coach Ben here. You know where to find me. You can meet me on a bench. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel over here. Check out the links in the description box below. You can see a video related on this topic right here, and then our latest video right there. Thanks for watching.